This video did not exist until you directed your attention to it. Before you clicked, it was merely a wave of probability floating in the digital ether. But your observation, your specific intention, collapsed it into the physical reality you are experiencing right now. Today, we are going to explore one of the most misunderstood phenomena of the human experience. We are going to decode the mystery of déjà vu, but not through the lens of traditional science. We will look at it through the profound lens of the quantum field and the observer effect. By the end of this transmission, you will no longer view yourself as a victim of random circumstances. You will finally understand your true, unyielding power as the ultimate creator of your reality. Tell me, have you ever felt that sudden, dizzying sensation that you have lived a specific moment before, even though you know you have not? To understand what is truly happening to you, we must first step outside the boundaries of three-dimensional thinking and enter the quantum field. In esoteric terms, the quantum field is an infinite ocean of pure potential. It is a vibrating web of energy where every possible past, present, and future exists simultaneously in a state of suspended animation. This is known as the wave of probability. Nothing is fixed, nothing is solid until a consciousness interacts with it. Observation is not a passive act of simply looking at things that are already there. Observation is the incredibly active, dynamic force that forces the universe to make a choice. When you observe, you force infinite possibilities to collapse into one single physical event. You are a biological technology, constantly projecting the quantum field into a tangible holographic experience. Every second, your consciousness is rendering the world around you, pulling data from the unseen and making it seen. But what if I told you that the linear time you experience is nothing more than a stubborn illusion? Since the moment you were born, you have been taught that time flows in a straight line, moving relentlessly from the past, through the present, and into the future. You believe that yesterday is gone forever, and tomorrow is a mystery waiting to unfold. However, in the vast and infinite quantum field, this concept simply does not exist. Everything that has ever happened, everything that is happening right now, and everything that will ever happen is occurring simultaneously in this exact moment. All possibilities, all variations of your life are stacked on top of each other in a state of suspended potential. Imagine a massive library containing every book ever written, but instead of books, it contains every possible version of your reality. When you feel trapped in your current circumstances, it is only because your consciousness is currently reading just one specific page of one specific book. But the rest of the library is still there, waiting for you to pull a different story from the shelf. You are a multi-dimensional traveler moving through an eternal now. And this brings us to the profound mystery of what déjà vu actually is. Society dismisses it as a simple misfiring of the brain, a brief neurological glitch where memories are stored incorrectly. But your soul knows better. Your intuition whispers that there is something much deeper occurring. Déjà vu is not a malfunction. It is a quantum lag. It is the exact moment when your consciousness is downloading a pre-written scene from a higher, more optimal timeline. You see, when you begin to raise your frequency through meditation, positive intention, or spiritual awakening, you stop resonating with your old reality. You begin to align with a new, parallel version of your life where your desires are already fulfilled. As you transition from the old timeline to the new one, your consciousness must integrate the new data. During this massive transfer of quantum information, there is a momentary overlap. Your mind registers the new timeline as something intimately familiar, because on a higher soul level, you have already written and lived it. Imagine your physical reality as a highly advanced, ultra-realistic video game. When you move your character into a completely new environment, the game engine needs a fraction of a second to load the new textures, the new lighting, and the new non-playable characters. In the digital world, we call this buffering or rendering. In your biological and spiritual experience, We call it déjà vu. You are standing in a room, having a conversation with a friend, and suddenly the air grows thick. A strange sensation washes over you, and you know exactly what they are going to say next. You know exactly how the light will hit the window. This happens because your higher self has already processed this scene in the new reality architecture. Your physical brain is just catching up to the speed of your quantum consciousness. You are experiencing the buffer, the brief stutter in the matrix, as the new timeline fully anchors itself into your physical dimension. It is a beautiful sign of progress. How exactly does your consciousness select this new timeline? It all comes down to the frequency of your internal state. The quantum universe does not speak English, Spanish, or French. It speaks the language of vibration. Every thought you think has a specific electrical charge, and every emotion you feel has a specific magnetic pull. Together, your thoughts and emotions create your electromagnetic signature. This signature is constantly broadcasting out into the quantum field, acting like a radio tuning dial. If you spend your days broadcasting fear, lack, and unworthiness, the field has no choice but to collapse the wave of probability into circumstances that match that dense frequency. However, when you consciously choose to embody gratitude, abundance, and peace, you drastically turn the dial. You stop broadcasting the old signal. You begin to tune your internal receiver to the frequency of the optimal timeline. The universe must respond. It is a fundamental law of physics. It is exactly here where the true magic of the observer effect begins to shape your daily life. When scientists observe an electron, it behaves like a solid particle. When they look away, it reverts back to a wave of invisible energy. You are doing this every single second of your waking life, just on a much grander scale. Your attention is the mechanism of observation. Whatever you focus your dominant attention upon, you force into physical existence. This is why complaining about your problems only creates more problems. By staring intently at your obstacles, you are demanding that the quantum field keep collapsing into those exact same solid obstacles. To shift your reality, you must become a master of your own attention. You must withdraw your observation from the things you no longer want to experience. You must place your total, unwavering focus on the reality you wish to inhabit, even before there is any physical evidence of it in your environment. This process of withdrawing your attention from the current reality is often where people struggle the most. Your physical brain is an organ designed for survival. It relies entirely on the five senses to tell it what is real and what is dangerous. When you start living from the vision of your optimal timeline, your brain panics. It looks around the physical room and says, "I do not see the money. I do not see the relationship. I do not see the healing." The brain demands physical proof before it will allow you to feel the emotion of success. But the quantum creator knows that this is entirely backward. If you wait for the physical world to change before you change your internal state, you will wait forever. The physical world is merely a mirror reflecting your past states of consciousness. You do not try to change your reflection by manipulating the mirror. You change your reflection by changing yourself. You must feel the emotion of the wish fulfilled first, and then the reality will follow. When you finally grasp this concept, you begin to understand the critical role of your emotions in the process of quantum manifestation. Thoughts are the vocabulary of the brain, but emotions are the vocabulary of the body. You can repeat positive affirmations thousands of times a day, but if your body is secretly holding on to the emotion of fear or desperation, the quantum field will only respond to the desperation. The field ignores your words, it only obeys your energetic truth. To successfully download the optimal timeline, you must bring your brain and your heart into absolute coherence. You must think the thought of your desired future and simultaneously flood your body with the elevated emotion of what that future feels like. Joy, freedom, relief, boundless gratitude. When your clear intention matches your elevated emotion, you create a massive electromagnetic vortex. You literally become a magnet, pulling the events, people, and circumstances of the new timeline directly into your life. As you hold this new electromagnetic state, you will start to notice a profound increase in synchronicity. Carl Jung described synchronicity as meaningful coincidences that cannot be explained by cause and effect. But from a quantum perspective, synchronicities are not coincidences at all. They are the breadcrumbs of your new timeline. They are the loading screen of your new reality. You might think of an old friend, and 5 minutes later they call you. You might ask the universe for a sign and immediately see a specific sequence of numbers like 111 or 444. You might stumble upon a book that contains the exact piece of information you need to take your next step. These events are the quantum field winking at you. They are feedback mechanisms proving that your new frequency is successfully interacting with the web of probability. When you see these signs, do not dismiss them as random chance. Acknowledge them. Celebrate them. By doing so, you amplify the signal. And this brings us back to the phenomenon of déjà vu. While synchronicities are external signs that you are on the right path, déjà vu is a profound internal confirmation. It is the ultimate proof that the timeline shift is complete. When you experience that eerie, magical feeling of having been here before, it means your current physical awareness has successfully merged with the consciousness of your optimal self. You have arrived at a nexus point in space and time. The script for this exact moment was pre-written by your higher self, but you are the director who chose to bring it into production. You navigated the infinite possibilities of the quantum field, aligned your frequency, maintained emotional coherence, and collapsed the wave into this precise scene. In the moment of déjà vu, your soul is saying, "We made it. We have successfully rendered the new environment." The lag is just your physical avatar catching its breath after a monumental leap across dimensions. It is crucial to understand that shifting to an optimal timeline does not mean you are destroying the old one. The old timeline, with all its struggles and limitations, still exists in the infinite library of possibilities. You have simply stopped giving it your life force. You have unplugged your attention from it. Because you are no longer observing it, it remains in a state of suspended potential, frozen as a wave of probability. However, because the physical world is dense and slow, there is often a delay between your internal shift and the external manifestation. This delay is the most dangerous phase for a conscious creator. During this waiting period, the old reality will often make one final, loud attempt to grab your attention. Bills might suddenly appear, conflicts might arise, or old fears might aggressively bubble up to the surface. This is not a punishment. This is simply the residual momentum of your old thoughts playing themselves out, like a train that continues to roll forward even after the brakes are applied. When this happens, the absolute worst thing you can do is react with fear or frustration. If you look at the residual chaos of the old timeline and say, "This is not working, quantum manifestation is a lie," you immediately drop your frequency. By reacting emotionally to the old reality, you begin broadcasting its dense signal once again. You literally switch the channel back to the old broadcast. You must train yourself to look at the crumbling of your old life with total emotional detachment. See it for what it truly is: dead energy clearing out to make space for the new architecture. When challenges arise during the transition phase, greet them with a calm, knowing smile. Say to yourself, "This is merely the echo of who I used to be. I am no longer that person." By refusing to give the old reality your emotional reaction, you starve it of the energy it needs to survive. You dissolve its power over you. Maintaining the state of the wish fulfilled during this physical delay requires immense mental discipline. It requires you to be completely delusional in the eyes of the ordinary world. You must walk through your day as if your bank account is already overflowing, even if the physical numbers do not reflect it yet. You must move your body as if it is already radiating perfect health, even if you still feel symptoms. You must interact with the world from a place of profound wholeness, lacking absolutely nothing. This is not pretending, this is quantum alignment. You are choosing to anchor your awareness in the reality that is already true in the unseen realm. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. The sense of lack begins to fade, replaced by a deep, unshakable peace. You stop waiting for the future to arrive because you realize the future is already alive inside of you. Sometimes, during this process of timeline jumping, you may experience what feels like false memories. You might clearly remember an event happening in a specific way, only to find out that friends or family remember it completely differently. You might look for an object that you swear was in a certain drawer, only to find it in a place you have never used. Society calls this the Mandela effect, attributing it to poor collective memory. But as a conscious creator, you know that this is simply quantum bleed-through. When you make a massive shift in your frequency, you do not just change your future, you literally rewrite your past. You move into a parallel timeline where the history is slightly different to accommodate your new state of being. The minor inconsistencies you notice in your physical environment are not signs that you are losing your mind. They are tangible evidence that the very fabric of your reality is rewriting itself to match your new vibration. How can you intentionally trigger a timeline shift whenever you desire? The process begins in the dark, quiet space behind your closed eyes. The most powerful time to hack the quantum field is in the moments just before you fall asleep and the moments right after you wake up. During these twilight states, your brain naturally slows down into theta waves. In the theta state, the analytical, logical mind goes offline. The veil between the conscious and subconscious mind becomes extremely thin. This is your direct portal to the wave of probability. As you lie in bed, do not replay the stresses of the day. Do not worry about tomorrow. Instead, consciously construct a short, highly detailed scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled. Make it a scene that would naturally happen after your goal has been achieved. If you want a new home, imagine the feeling of turning the key in the front door. Feel the cold metal of the key. Hear the click of the lock. As you loop this scene in your mind, do not observe it from the outside like a movie screen. You must step inside the scene. You must look out through your own eyes. Engage all of your imaginary senses. Smell the fresh paint of the new house. Feel the warmth of the sun coming through the window. And most importantly, ignite the feeling of immense gratitude and relief in your heart. Loop this short scene over and over again until it feels more real than the bed you are lying in. Let the elevated emotion wash over you like a warm wave. As you drift off to sleep in this state, you are carrying the exact coordinates of the optimal timeline directly into the quantum field. While your physical body rests, your subconscious mind and the infinite field get to work. They begin orchestrating the infinite variables, arranging the people, places, and events necessary to bring that exact scene into your waking reality. When you wake up the next morning, your primary job is to not ruin the quantum download. Most people wake up, immediately remember their problems, and instantly reconnect to the old timeline. Before you even open your eyes, recall the feeling you cultivated the night before. Put that feeling on like a suit of armor. Walk out into your day with the quiet confidence of someone who knows a massive secret. You know that the wheels are already in motion. You do not need to force things to happen. You do not need to manipulate people or hustle until you burn out. Your only responsibility is to follow the breadcrumbs of intuition that the universe will begin dropping in front of you. You will feel sudden urges to go to a specific coffee shop, or call a specific person, or read a specific article. These intuitive nudges are the universe guiding you down the path of least resistance toward your rendered scene. As you walk this path, you will realize that life is no longer happening to you. Life is happening exactly, precisely from you. You are the projector, and the universe is simply the blank screen. If you do not like the movie that is playing, you do not try to tear down the screen. You simply change the film reel inside the projector. You change your internal state of consciousness. This realization strips away all excuses and all victimhood. It places the ultimate responsibility and the ultimate freedom squarely on your shoulders. Nobody is blocking your success. No external circumstance is holding you back. The economy, the government, your past traumas, none of these things have any independent power over your reality. They only have the power that you grant them through your continued observation and emotional reaction. The moment you withdraw your consent, their reality crumbles. So the next time you are going about your day and you are suddenly hit with that profound, sweeping sensation of déjà vu, do not brush it off. Stop whatever you are doing. Take a deep, conscious breath. Close your eyes for just a second and smile. Acknowledge what is truly happening. Your consciousness is catching up to the optimal timeline. The heavy lifting is done. The quantum wave has collapsed into the physical particle. You have successfully merged with the version of yourself who already has everything you have ever asked for. The lag is simply the universe finalizing the details. Use that moment of déjà vu as an anchor. Let it fill you with immense confidence and certainty. Let it remind you that the unseen world is vastly more powerful and real than the physical objects sitting in front of you. You are far more than a physical body living a brief, random existence on a spinning rock. You are an eternal fragment of the universe experiencing itself from a unique point of view. You are a localized point of infinite consciousness, endowed with the exact same creative power that birthed the galaxies. For too long you have played small. For too long you have let the physical mirror dictate how you feel. It is time to reclaim your throne. It is time to step fully into your role as the quantum architect. Begin today. Begin in this exact moment. Choose the timeline you want to inhabit. Build the frequency of that timeline in your heart. Hold it with ruthless consistency. Ignore the lingering shadows of the past and boldly step forward into the reality you are always destined to create. As you master this process, your life will transform into a living masterpiece. The struggles and anxieties that used to consume you will feel like distant memories belonging to a completely different person. You will move through the world with a sense of grace and ease, knowing that every desire you hold is already a finished fact in the quantum field. You will no longer seek out miracles because you will understand that your very existence is the miracle. The sensation of déjà vu will become a frequent friend, a constant reminder that you are moving faster and faster toward the highest expression of your soul. You are not just predicting the future, you are actively remembering it into existence. This is the ultimate secret. This is the knowledge that sets you free from the matrix of limitation. The profound truth is this: you are not in reality. You are reality, observing itself from a specific point of view. Every moment of déjà vu, every synchronicity, every shift in your environment is a direct result of your own consciousness dancing with the quantum field. You are the sole creator of your experience, and the moment you fully accept this, the entire universe bows to your will. If this revelation has awakened something deep inside of you, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. To solidify your new timeline and anchor this frequency, write the following activation phrase in the comments right now. I am the observer creating reality. I want to know about your journey. What specific signs or wild synchronicities have you been noticing in your life lately? Share your experiences below, and until next time, keep observing the beautiful life you are meant to live.